Can I eat while I'm talking?
Yes, yes, sir.
I can smell it while you're talking to me. I can just smell this, and it's kind of winking at me. Hi, this is James Deakin, and this is BiteSized Open Kitchen. Sarap nito ah. I love cars. So ever since I was a little kid, I would spend my spare time sometimes sitting in parked cars. I'm just playing around with the gears and the steering wheel and the different buttons and stuff. I just love them. Look at that hair though. Ang ganda naman ng hair, my goodness. I didn't own the cars and I didn't race them, but I got to drive them and somebody else paid for it. So it worked out even better. Well, food for me is basically a medium to bring people together. And it allows us also to express our culture. While we're in Australia, we may have left the Philippines, but the Philippines never left us. The pride, the love, the care that's put into the food, it's an experience. It's the whole process involved of cutting up the chili in your patis and putting the calamansi, the ratio of how you put things, how much ulam per rice. To really enjoy food, it needs to be shared. I would work first with the person, the environment, then the food. If you were going to ask me to choose, I would probably pick something like the Bicol Express. I mean, look at it. It's great. It's spicy. It's got the local flavors of coconut. You got the pork. You got the sili in there. It's got so much flavor. And then with some hot, steaming white rice, it's deadly. Oh, it's really nice. And when they came out with the water, I was expecting it to be really spicy, but it's not. It's just tamang-tama lang. There are plenty of ways to do a Bicol Express. This is not as parang gata as I'm used to. It's a different take. It's more brown, but it's bursting also with flavor. A lot of flavor in here. Very, very flavorsome. So Bicol Express, but inside a lumpia wrapper. Now dip it in. What am I dipping in? Garlic aioli. Wow. It works. That really worked. Why isn't this mainstream? You know, the tricky thing about eating Bicol Express, or actually most Filipino foods, is usually it requires, sitting down rice, etc. It's hard to get it on the go. So if you're gonna wrap it up like this and you can eat it like on the go, perfect. I love it. This is really good. Mongo was like a staple in our household. It was comfort food for me. There was always a pot of mongo that was always perpetually on the boil. I don't know, I think they never turned it off. I just think they kept adding ingredients to it. Parang after a while, it took on a life of its own. Can I take a bite while I'm talking? Because I'm smelling it again. It's delicious, it's distracting me. It's like my childhood, but in baby food formula. It's pureed. But it's really good. All the elements are there. I can taste the mongo. You haven't overpowered it with anything. Sometimes there is a sin that we do here in the Philippines. Sometimes we over-salt things, we over-season things, and then we can lose the flavor. But this is right. I can taste the different flavors in my mouth, not being overpowered. Sarap nito. This is really good. Before the dynamite kicks in, I taste the eggplant. You can taste the garlic, the eggplant, and then the dynamite kicks in right after. And it's subtle enough. I don't know how you do this, but it doesn't overpower. I've got the taste on my tongue, but it's not like the dynamite is not taking over. I love tortang talong. I appreciate when something is carefully balanced. It's kind of like how I feel about my cars. So it wasn't about horsepower. It wasn't about the numbers. It wasn't about the stats. It was about how balanced that car was. So the same with food. When you can sort of break up the different flavors and find the balance in how the chef prepared it. Like this, I mean, you've got the tortang talong in there. You can taste both the tortang talong plus the dynamite, the pepper, plus you can also taste the wrapping. Balance. Beef or goat? Yeah, I can smell the color, so that's authentic and strong. Wow. At first bite, you wouldn't think it was anything but nachos. Like normal nachos, right? Because of the cheese. But then it starts to break apart, then you can tell okay, there's something different here. You can tell the caldereta, and I can smell the caldereta too. It's a really nice twist. You see, this is a perfect way to introduce people to Filipino food, right? You bring in a fusion type of thing. If they're really worried, if they're not adventurous, something like this, you serve this to anyone in the States, they would eat this. They wouldn't think twice about it. But if you serve them a caldereta, it might be a little jarring for them in the beginning. But this way is a great way to ease them in. And if they like it, then take off the cheese, take off the serve them a traditional caldereta. But this works. This works on its own. This is very good.
Yeah, I the first dish.
I went through a phase where I was like really looking for the best halo, and I would have it everywhere I went. The bull's testicles?
Yes.
Okay. Hard pass. Yeah, that's just... Definitely. Palabok. I'm a palabok. I usually order palabok. Go out of my way to order palabok. I do, yeah, but yeah. But every now and again you have an accidental, what's that? Palaya. Taho. Taho, yes. I love taho. I was ready not to do this, and tapos linagay mo ng raisins. Wag na. It doesn't belong in food for me. It's like pineapples on a pizza. It's the same argument. It's like fruit should know its place. For more fun food content just like this, make sure you like and subscribe to all BiteSized.ph's accounts on the internet.